There's been a boom in planning applications for solar farms right across the region. Midlands Today has discovered plans for as many as 30 new farms have been submitted, with Shropshire a particular hotspot. And if they all get the go-ahead, they would cover an area equivalent to 630 football pitches, generating power for just over 59,000 households. Well, our environment correspondent David Gregory-Kumar joins us now from the Midlands' newest solar farm at Willesey near Evesham. David, is increasing demand for solar power good news for the region?
Well, it's certainly offering more jobs in Albury in the Black Country, Mary, where we've met an entrepreneur who's setting up the Midlands' first solar panel factory, and he hopes it could become the biggest in the world. This may be a familiar sight in the giant factories of China, but here in Albury in the Black Country, the Midlands' first solar panel plant from a manufacturing dynasty.
You know, my father started all our businesses up about approximately 45 years ago.
After a decade running a factory in China, in an unrelated field, Indy Sohal was looking to return to Britain and reinvest in Black Country manufacturing. But one of the biggest problems he found was convincing the banks there's a big opportunity in a solar panel plant.
Banks at this moment in time are not really happy to help manufacturing, especially in this particular part of the industry in Great Britain, simply because it's something that they can't compare with anything else. So for them to loan you money against something they know and have absolutely no experience on, it is very, very difficult.
Well, there's no doubting the demand for the solar panels that are being produced here, and there's no doubting the ambition of the company as well. Indy wants to beat the Chinese, the Germans and the Italians at their own game. He wants to create the biggest solar panel plant in the world, and he argues there's plenty of demand.
Our annual production at this moment in time is not enough for 1 week's worth of supply and installation for residential in Great Britain. At present, we've got approximately 25 people. That is only on one shift. We're looking going forward to increase that to 3 shifts per day. 7 days a week, so ultimately that will mean 4 shifts. And that will hopefully happen within the next 2 to 3 months.
In 5 years' time, the aim is a brand new factory employing 500 people. And of course, those solar panels might end up on a solar farm like this one, supplying energy for over 1,000 households. But of course, solar farms do sometimes attract opposition in some local areas. For example, this is the campaign at Deppers Bridge near Southam in Warwickshire. Campaigners have stopped a local farm, although the company is appealing against that decision. And you've also been getting in touch with your views. Richard Camp from Telford emailed us to say he supports solar panels over wind turbines, but he says solar panels should not be used on farmland or any other open land. They prevent full agricultural use, reduce open land for leisure, and are restricted to wildlife. Well, let's talk to the man from the company that constructed this big new solar farm near Evesham, Toddington Harper. Todd, that's something people say a lot. Why build on agricultural land? Why not build on brownfield sites?
I think it's important to focus the mind the fact that we have a really big challenge. Of course, we'd like to build on brownfield sites. Unfortunately, they're few and far between that you can the site's big enough to produce as much energy as we have here. The other problem we have with brownfield sites is that because it's much easier to get planning permission for buildings and other plant on brownfield sites, it makes the rents for such sites prohibitively expensive.
And what about this site? I mean, you've taken farmland out of production.
Well, what we've actually done is we've focused on the lowest possible grade agricultural soil. That's one of the key selection criteria when we select a site. The farmer had tried unsuccessfully for several years to make a living out of this crop. So we picked up a field that wasn't actually being farmed. We spent a great deal of time and attention pulling out lots of plastic from the field. And we now have a site that produces enough energy for over 1,100 houses, the entire area, over the course of a year for the next 25 years.
Toddington Harper, thank you very much. And also, interestingly, this company is also creating a bond to try and get local people to invest in this plant.
That was the Midlands Today. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with your next news, including all tonight's football results. Hope you can join me for that. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.